Welcome back to Paint It Kits. This is Jessica, and we're going to be doing a weekly doodle where I just do a drawing and you guys kind of get to see my process. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video for our video challenge. So what I wanted to do with this drawing is I wanted to show you guys how to do braids and also how to do folds in fabric to really get your character's costumes to look like it's made of actual material. So let's get started. So the first thing that I'm going to draw is two ovals, one vertical and one horizontal, just to indicate where the front and the back of the head is, and then I'm just going to do a quick gesture line, and that's just a general direction that my pose is going to go. And then I do two ovals, one for the top of the torso and then a kind of circle shape for my character's hips. And then I'm just putting a general outline of my character's waist and then just sketching in the skirt that I want my character to have on. Now I'm not going into crazy amount of detail right now because I want to get all the basic information first before I really start investing in putting details on my character. So I'm going to put an arm on her, going to kind of tuck behind her skirt, going to kind of define her waist a little bit, and now I'm going to go up to the hair, and I'm just going to generally, very lightly indicate where I want the hair to flow. Now, like I said, I'm doing a braid, and so I decided to design my character with her braid over her shoulder. And I'm just drawing really lightly right now, nothing too crazy or over the top. And the way that I wanted to design her hair is I really wanted it to have a lot of weight. Now most people when they draw hair, they usually try to draw individual strands, but for me what I want to do is really just draw a general shape that shows the whole form of her hair, and you can kind of see it coming together right here. So now I'm just pressing a little harder and getting a better outline, and I just drew almost a gesture line for my hair going down her shoulder, and now I'm following that line and I'm putting just little circles to help guide where I'm actually going to put the braids on her hair. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just roughly put in two circles for her eyes, a circle for her nose, and a line for her mouth, just to, I guess, outline where I want those features to be. I do it this way is because I'm simplifying it down so that way I'm okay with the position of her eyes, the placement of her nose, and the placement of her mouth. And I'm going to show you over here real quick just what I'm going to be doing next with her face, just because the face is so small because I'm just doing a whole character. So I'm going to do two circles for her eyes, a circle for her nose, and a line for her mouth. And I'm using the outline of the circle as kind of a guide to draw my top lid and my lower lid. And because I'm doing a general character, I'm just doing the outline of her eyes. I'm not putting in eyelids or eyelashes or anything like that. And for her nose, I do a circle as well, just because everybody's nose has cartilage in the tip, and so in my mind that circle is that cartilage. And then with her mouth, I just very simply just draw a top lip and then I just indicate a lower lip. And when I'm doing characters like this, I really don't focus too much on like drawing the pupil and the iris and really getting to the eye detail. If you want to, you can, but when I'm just doing quick sketches like this, again, it's, you know, our weekly doodle, so it's more like a doodle than an actual completed drawing. And then I just put eyebrows on, and then I'm going to outline her face a little bit more. So I'm going over here now and doing what I just showed you on my actual character here. So I like to give my characters a little bit of a smile, and you'll notice that I'm not drawing with a graphite pencil. I'm actually drawing with a drawing pencil that is a different color, and the reason I do this, it makes it a lot easier for me to scan my images into my computer when I'm ready to paint digitally. So now I'm just defining her hair a little bit more, and you'll notice that I'm not drawing her hair completely flat against her skull, and that's because hair has volume. You know, you actually have to work pretty hard to get this much hair to lie flat against your skull. And now I'm just outlining her arm a little bit more so I can better define where I want my braid to go, and just putting in the last little bit of how high up I want her skirt to fall. Now I'm going to get started on her braid here in just a second. I'm just going to fill her eyes in real quick. There we go. That looks better. So now that I have her face completely done, I'm going to start on the actual braid. Now, the reason I did the circles was so that way I could use them as a guide. And what I do is I basically put little points at the end of my circles, and it almost looks like leaves going down the front of her here. And then once I have the general like leaf or heart shape, then I take my pencil and I'll draw a line through, not really the center because braids aren't really perfectly even, like each braid chunk, one has more hair than the other because you're crisscrossing back and forth, but it's usually pretty centered, and then that just gives you a nice braid effect. And I'm going through and I added a sleeve on her shoulder there. And when you're drawing clothes on characters, you never want it to lay completely flush with the skin. Now I'm going to show you real quick over here what I actually did with my braid, just because it's so hard to see because it's so small. So I just put the little tip on the end of my circle there, making a leaf almost heart shape. Then I add her little hair tie, and I designed the bottom of her hair to have some kind of a swish in it. And then I just take it where the hair is going in, and then I draw a line right through the center. So almost drawing a line down the center of the leaf heart shape. Now I'm doing the bottom of her skirt, and the bottom of the skirt is actually pretty easy. You just make some little waves back and forth, and the way that the waves go up, or the curves go up, then that's where you're going to be putting a line that goes up towards the top of the skirt. And then if you have any overlap, like in the first fold here, then you'll put a straight line through to make it look like the fabric is folding underneath. So I'll kind of show you what I mean here. I just kind of did some squiggles, and right at the top of that squiggle is where you're going to put a straight line up. Now, if you don't have hard folds, so if you have like a lighter fabric that you're trying to draw, you're going to make more like light U shapes. You'll see I did a couple on the skirt here, and do some little V shapes too. And now that that's done, my character feels pretty complete. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to outline my entire character with a fine tip marker. And the reason I like to do this is, again, for when I scan, but also I use my marker as a way to design my character as well. So you'll see right here on the folds when I put the marker, and you see the little U shapes and the little light lines, and that just makes the skirt more live and flowy. So you can go in and put a couple little more details on her skirt with my pen too. So even if I want to add things, the point on the pen is much finer than my pencil, so I can put little details on here. So once I'm completely done just doing a general outline with my marker, I usually go back and I'll add thicker lines, I'll add little details in her hair. You know, I'll go back and I actually use a variety of line to make my image look more complete than just a general outline. Because when you actually take the time to really sit and outline and add thick and thin lines, it really brings your character to life. So this is the completed character. So you'll notice that I went back with the marker a little bit more and really worked on making some thick and thin lines. Now your video challenge is going to be taking something that you learned from this video and applying it to your own work, and don't be afraid to share it with us. We would love to see what you guys have done. Thanks so much for joining us today. If you like what you saw, please hit that subscribe button so that way you can see when we make new videos, and we'll see you guys next time.